What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video on the Soul Therapy channel. Today I'm heading to Urbana to visit my older brother who is graduating. First had to get some grub for the road and check out the hotel spot. 2 TVs in one room is pretty excessive, but I'm here for it. Got the Supreme hoodie on that I just recently thrifted. This thing is fire. Check out the bathroom, got that full length mirror. The boy's looking good. As we make our way over to the bed, as you can see, it's a really nice setup, no complaints here. Let me know if you guys want to see more hotel reviews, just drop it in the comment section down below. Alright, you guys aren't going to suffer any longer. The first store we're hitting up is Platos Closet, and thankfully they had a lot of heat. They had a bunch of Air Max 97 models and some really clean colorways that were honestly not even that beat. This must have been just one person who decided to sell their Air Max 97 collection, as they were all size 11. The Air Max 97 is definitely my favorite Air Max model. I just find it super comfortable and easy to throw together with outfits. This Platos Closet had an insane amount of basketball sneakers. And the cool thing about it, as you'll see in this video, they had basketball shoes from almost every era and decade. Peep these graphic tees. They had a really nice Tupac shirt and a really cool Predator shirt. They had these newer LeBron James. I want to say these are the 19 in this pink and brown colorway. Some Air Max 1s in this white and black colorway with the gum bottom. I don't know, just the gum bottom is always fire for me. They had a lot of obscure Nike shoes that I honestly couldn't give you the name of. They also had this baby blue Damian Lillard shoe. Whenever I see that color, I'm a huge sucker for it. I always want to buy it. They also had these incredibly clean court purple Jordan 13s, and they were a small size, I believe like a size 8, but if they were your size for around 60 bucks, that's an absolute steal. They also had these older LeBrons. I remember having this model in a different colorway, and some KD7s that have recently been making their ways around in the media as they've been putting retro models of them out. It was also really nice to see some Sabrina basketball shoes. I've heard really good things of these and people comparing them to old Kyrie's. I found this pair of Jordan 1 lows in the shadow colorway. Now this is the golf version that came out back in 2022, but it's crazy to find these considering the new version is about to come out this weekend. Now Platos Closet had a full entire wall of more desirable sneakers with a higher ticket price. It was cool to see these Jordan 1 mids that remind me a lot of the Homage to Home, and I'm sure they came out just around the same time. By far the best find were these Jordan 4s. They were a size 6.5 women's, and these are really nice. These are the oil green colorway that came out last year, and it's honestly a great Jordan 4 colorway. They also had some Jordan 6s. This is the Bordeaux colorway that is most iconic on the Jordan 7, but honestly still looks great on the silhouette. They also had this Jordan 1 mid that was my size, pretty tempting but not worth the cop. And these Jordan 11 lows that I believe are called the Final Ceremony. I love the white and gold touch. I actually wore those during my prom back in high school. They also had these black and purple Jordan Fusion model. Not exactly sure what the name of those are, but honestly not worth the time either. They had these LeBron 21s, or LeBron 20, excuse me, in that green Christmas colorway. Not the biggest fan of those, but they did have these D Rose 1.5s that brought back a lot of great memories. They had some really cool Biggie, Journey, and Ice Cube t-shirts that were available for really good prices. Definitely new school printing on some pretty average blanks. To be honest, when I go and feel for shirts for vintage clothing, usually the thicker the better, and the older and more vintage, higher quality it is. They had some cool hoodies, including this Vince Staple hoodie, and if you don't know who Vince Staple is, he basically is the guy behind the Pigeon NYSB that it just goes for an incredible amount of money and is just huge behind sneaker culture and fashion culture in general. Since we're in the area, I had to slide back over to that Dick's Sporting Goods House of Sport because it was absolutely insane last time. I'm glad to report that this visit was even better, and the way they had everything set up was just so aesthetically pleasing. Not to mention that their selection here was a million times better compared to the ones that I have near me back in Chicago. I mean, just look at these beige Carhartt jackets. Beautiful stuff right here. I guess it does make sense because this is a college town, and to be honest, these guys really don't have that many options to shop. This is one of the rare stores where I look at the mannequins and their outfits and actually pretty impressed by them. Their selection of Jordans was nothing to scoff at either. They had this Jordan 6 in that yellow ochre colorway, and they had the Jordan 13s that were in this Denver Nuggets colorway with the light blue and the gold hits, Of course, they had the Jordan 3 Fears. These have been sitting and going on sale, but honestly, they're a great sneaker. If you could pick it up for a good price, I highly recommend it. They also had this new Jordan 1 High Comfort. That's a women's colorway, and I thought it was pretty decent. And wait a minute, these Jordan 312 Legacies are not bad. I'm definitely feeling that sailed out midsole. It's making that sneaker look a whole lot better. And if LeBron is your sunshine, they had just about every single LeBron colorway for the LeBron 21. The Jordan 4 Industrial Blue still sitting? Nah, this is grade school sizing, but honestly, still pretty crazy to see that these shoes didn't fly and sell out instantly. This women's Nike Dunk Low colorway is extremely clean, and I definitely recommend them. I also wanted to check the Nike Lifestyle shoes, and they had some pretty good options, including this Nike P6000 in this green and white colorway. Honestly, really clean stuff. They also had a blue colorway and a couple of Air Max 97s and 270s. They also had these campuses with the fat tongue. I've seen these become extremely popular, which I can see why. They definitely fit that Y2K aesthetic. They also had some Birkenstocks, more specifically the Boston Clogs in the antique white colorway and the mink colorway. Honestly, I was torn between the two. I think the mink looks a little better on foot, but I'm not the biggest fan of that suede texture. But honestly, underfoot, I found them to be surprisingly comfortable. Now, they're not like a Yeezy slide type of comfort, but more support and definitely something that feels like it's healthy to rock. I liked them so much that I decided to bite the bullet and order them in the tobacco colorway, which is an oiled leather upper that I think is going to last longer and look better. They also had some really cool Jordan 1 Low options. These are all golf shoes because they were found in the golf section, but the midnight navy and that light blue with gray was honestly pretty clean. The same can be said about the Air Max golf section. It's cool to see those big bubble colorways that we have never seen before. Just for the golf shoes, I wish we would get more just standard GR releases because I find them comfortable, and the Air Max 1 is an amazing looking shoe. It was also cool to see all the Jordan cleats again. These are meant for football and baseball, and they're sick. If you guys watched the last video on this place, you would just know how insane it is. They literally have facilities for everything and a whole ass rock climbing wall. Definitely one of the highlights of the mall. I decided to hop into a Foot Locker they had, and honestly, this is probably the worst Foot Locker I have ever been to. Their selection was incredibly limited. While they did have a couple of shoes that were pretty good deals, there was nothing too notable. I believe this New Balance 725 model is new, and honestly, I'm a fan of the silhouette. For $70, it's not the worst deal. The colorway is a little crazy, but nothing too bad. They also had this Puma and One Piece collab. Now, my friend is a huge One Piece collab. Shout out to my boy Alex, and he's an avid supporter of the channel. Now, Snipes came through for the boy. Their selection was really nice. They had a bunch of 1906 Rs and 2002 Rs that were just insanely clean. And Panda, anyone? I mean, if you're paying over retail for Pandas in 2024, what are you doing? These Air Max 1s are really clean. This is the hot chili pepper colorway, and they had these athletic department Vumeros that are honestly tough. They had a size 14 military blue Jordan 4 still sitting. I imagine those are probably gone now. But they did have the Jordan 1 Low in the craft sail colorway. Now, that Jordan 1 Low in the all black craft colorway is one of my most successful videos, so I was definitely tempted on getting these for the review, but honestly, I don't think the interest is just as high. The next place I hit up in the mall was Neighborhood Kicks. I always like to check them out to see what their youth selection is looking like. They had some Hyper Royals, and they had these medium curry dunks that recently re-released. They also had some Yeezy slides in the flax colorway that I ended up copying because they had them for a pretty good deal. They had some Jordan 3 black cements that are set to release this year, and honestly, I am super excited for those. They also had some Air Max 1 Travis Scotts, some Jackie Robinson Nike Dunk Lows, which I believe is probably the best Nike Dunk Low, and this orange and black Nike Dunk Low. They also had some Chicago Jordan 1 Low Golfs, and the all-new Travis Scott sneaker. This is the first time seeing him in person, and honestly, the leather does not feel bad. I'm not a big fan of the ballistic nylon that's found on it, but all the other materials feel really good. The last stop for today's video was JD Sports, and they always have some heat. They had some Nike Dunk Lows in this light blue colorway that just recently released, and these Pacific Moss Nike Dunk Lows that kind of give me the same vibe as those olive green Nike Dunk Lows that come out for women's ever so often. They also had some Jordan 5s in that green colorway that came out not too long ago, and these Air Force Ones, and those are the 50 years of hip hop. I'm waiting for those to come down to a good price. I have the Nike Dunk High, and I'm tempted to get those, but it just has to be the right price. They had some 1906 Rs in a really nice colorway, and some brand new JUMPMANs. And if you saw that quick camera drop, you didn't see anything. Those Air Maxes that I gave a favorable review to are on sale. Honestly, a great price. Thanks for tuning in to your daily soul therapy. Subscribe for more content.